Mr. Jaggers,
Now, be careful, Pip.
The time for being careful is past for me now. I know who Estella's mother is.
Do you now?
And do you, sir? No doubt she served you your breakfast this very morning.
Did she?
But I know more. More than you yourself. I know that her father is Abel Magwitch, whom you call Provis.
And on what evidence does Provis make this claim?
He makes no claim. He believes his daughter to be dead. But I have discovered information that proves him to be the husband of the woman who is now your housekeeper. The husband who disappeared at the time when that woman was tried for murder and you defended her.
And what is the source of your information?
In part, Miss Havisham's account of the affair. In part, Provis's own life story.
I see. Well, this is interesting, perhaps, but no concern to me.
No, sir, I will not let you wash your hands of it. I demand that for once you be open and frank with me.
Stand aside, Pip.
I have a right to know what part you played.
Right? What right?
You may mock such poor dreams, but I love Estella. I've always loved her. Even though I've lost her, whatever concerns her will concern me until the day I die.
Stand aside, Pip.
Mr. Wemmick, I appeal to you. I know that you at least have compassion in your heart. I've seen your home in Walworth, your old father, your warm and playful ways. Tell him he ought to be more open with me.
What's this? You and your old father? Warm and playful ways?
Well, if I don't bring him here, what's it to you?
Compassionate heart?
If it don't interfere with business, let it be so.
This man must be the most cunning impostor in the whole of London.
No, Mr. Jaggers. There's you.
Very well, Pip. If it will ease your mind, I'll put a case to you. I admit nothing.
He admits nothing, mind.
I understand.
Put the case that a woman was on trial for murder, who had hidden away her child, but was obliged to communicate the fact to her legal advisor. Put the case that this legal advisor, at the same time, held a trust to find a child for a rich, eccentric lady to adopt. Put the case that this legal advisor spent his daily business life in an atmosphere of evil. He had seen children tried at the criminal bar, children so small they had to be held up to be seen above the dock. And he knew their fate, to be imprisoned, whipped, starved, cast out. But here was one child, one pretty little child out of the heap. Father believed her dead. As to the mother, his legal advisor held absolute power over her. All she wanted was a shelter against a barbarous world, and he gave it to her in exchange for the child.
Do you understand this hypothetical case?
I do, sir, and I thank you.
I'm not quite finished. Put the case that this child grew up and married. Father and mother both still living. Secret is safe, except that you had got wind of it. Now, for whose sake would you reveal it? The father's? The mother's? To what purpose? The daughter's, then. What if you had loved her? What if she was the subject of those poor dreams that have turned the heads of more men than you might suppose? Would you drag her back to disgrace? and ridicule.
Mr. Wemmick, here's Miss Havisham's order for £900.
Hello, Mr. Pip, about that £900.
It's to complete the purchase on Mr. Herbert's partnership. May I leave it with you to make the necessary arrangements?
Mr. Jaggers will have to know.
Well, that doesn't matter now.
Well, consider it done.
I owe you an apology. I didn't mean to break our trust. It was in the heat of the moment.
I know, and Walworth happened to slip out. No matter, I've seen two things today I never thought I'd live to see. Jaggers shaken and Jaggers human.
Drop something, my lord? Apart from your old friends, of course.
Nothing of any consequence. Is anyone here?
Orlick. Old Orlick. Oh, you enemy. You enemy. Oh, I'll let you go soon enough, young wolf. I'll let you go to the moon. Let you go to the stars.
In God's name, why are you doing this?
Well, don't you know?
I've never done you any harm.
And ya, Wolf? Didn't I have a place at Miss Havisham's? And didn't you cost me that? Ah. And wasn't there a young woman what I liked? And didn't you come twixt us?
Biddy? You never had any hope there.
You dog! Oh! He was always in all Ulrich's way ever since you was a child. So now I'm gonna have your life, before it's too late.
Too late.
Oh, you think all Ulrich don't know? Set for a North Sea steamer, ain't ya? You and Magwitch together. Because you wanted me out of this country, so far as getting a living in it goes. So I found me new companions in London. Gentleman Wolf. Mr. Compeyson now. He's a gentleman.
Magwitch has money. Thousands. Let me go and it's yours.
Old Ulrich will have no more of you. You're dead.
You'll hang for this, Wally.
Will I? I've done for your shrew of a sister. Give it her. Did I swing? No more than I'll swing for you. Your body goes in a lime kiln. I want a rag of you, not a bone of you left on this earth.
Stop! Herbert, how in God's name?
You dropped it. It was the merest accident I found it. And since I didn't half like the sound of it, since your uncle's pistol happened to be handy, I took a post-chase down, made inquiries at the Blue Boar, and had the luck to fall in with our friend here.
My lord.
Wish I made a better business with this, though.
Herbert, he knows. About Magwitch. Orlick. He's working with Compeyson.
And the quicker we get back to London, the better.
Of course.
You greatly oblige me. By the by, Hannibal, if when you next receive an anonymous note, in an unscholarly hand, proposing a mysterious rendezvous in a remote and sinister place, you'd consult your friends before rushing in upon your doom.
Dear Mr. Magwitch.
Pip, dear boy.
Come, quick.
All right.
We must be in position by nightfall.
Your arm ain't mended. You ain't up to it, boy.
We're running with the ebb tide. The effort's nothing.
Cast off. Ah. If you know, dear boy, what it is, To sit here alongside my gentleman and have my smoke. After being day after day between four walls, you'd envy me.
I think I know the delights of freedom.
Ah, but not equal to me. No, you'd have to be under lock and key to know it equaled me. Comes flowing on so quiet. The rippling at the boat's head makes a sort of Sunday tune. You take care of the funds, dear boy?
No, I'd rather you kept hold of them until we were safely across.
But if something should go amiss, there's £20,000 there.
Nothing will go amiss.
Whatever you say, dear boy.
Listen.
It's the steamer.
You're certain she'll heave to for us?
Quite certain. I spent half my childhood watching this river, remember? You ready?
Ready for anything, dear boy.
It's the Hamburg packet, I think. Ahoy! Ahoy! Can you take 2 passengers?
boy. My boy.
Are you in pain?
None that the sight of my boy don't ease. Now listen here, dear boy. It won't do for it to be known that you belong to me, either in friendship or acquaintance. You must only visit me, as if by chance, along with Wemmick there.
I'll come as often and stay as long as they'll let me. Please, God, I can be as true to you as you have been to me.
Thank you, dear boy. God bless you.
He's dying, Mr. Wemmick. Well, they can't bring him to trial. At least he'll be spared that. Well, they can't drag him into a court. He's a dying man. It's beyond all reason. But surely to God, Mr. Jaggers can prevent it.
Mr. Jaggers has done all that can be done.
Are we savages? Are we barbarians?
Just pray he's took before it comes, Mr. Pip. That's all that's left.
I thought you weren't to leave for a few weeks, at least.
I must leave. Tonight. It's the very devil. At a time like this. But an opportunity has suddenly opened.
Of course you must leave, old fellow.
You'll be so lonely, Handel.
No. Mr. Jaggers has secured permission for me to spend the most of every day with Magwitch.
And after... Have you thought about your future? Well, if you haven't, I have. And so has Clara.
Is she well?
An angel, as ever.
And her old shark of a father?
Sinking rapidly, I'm pleased to say.
Herbert!
Well, No, but look here, Handel. I want to talk to you seriously. This new branch we're starting up in India, there'll be a place for a... Well, for a...
Clerk?
Well, yes, in short, a clerk. It's small beginnings, I know, old fellow, but look at me. Yesterday a clerk, today a partner. Clara and I will be married as soon as old Barley drinks himself into his grave, and we could all live together. Or she and I have talked it over again and again. We should all get along famously. I know we should.
My dear, dear Herbert, I thank you and her from the bottom of my heart. But while Magwitch still lives, I can think of nothing else. If it would not hold up your business, could you wait a while until I can decide?
My dear Handel, for any while. A year, 10 years.
A few weeks at most, I fear.
Prisoners at the bar. You will stand.
Abel Magwitch, the sentence of this court is that you shall be taken from here to a lawful prison, and thence at the time appointed to a place of public execution, where you shall be hanged by the neck until dead. May God have mercy on your soul.
My lord, I have received my sentence of death from the Almighty. I bow to yours. You've never deserted me, dear boy. God bless thee. And what's best of all, Pip, is that you're more comfortable along of me, since I was under a dark cloud, than when the sun shone. That's best of all.
For pity's sake, you won't see the dawn.
I soon know, dear boy. But I ain't afeared.
Dear Magwitch, there's something I must tell you. Something you must know. Can you understand? You had a child once, whom you loved and lost. She lived and found powerful friends. She lives now. She is a lady and very beautiful. And I love her. Lord, be merciful to him, the sinner. Get out of here, Mr. Philbeam.
Now, Mr. Pip, none of that. I've a judgment here against you, all legal and above board.
Legal? You break into my house.
Break in? I should hope not. I don't want no trouble, Mr. Pip. Only what's due to me.
What's that?
Well now, crystal glass chandelier, dining table in best...
You know what I have? How much do I owe?
Near on £300. Now don't you try them tricks on me. I'm too old a dog. It's the debtor's prison for you this time if you don't pay.
Is it Joe?
That it is, old chap.
You've been here all the time.
Pretty nigh. It was Biddy said it when we heard through Jaggers that you was ill. Go to him without a loss of time. That were the words of Biddy. Without a moment's loss of time.
Oh, Joe. You break my heart. Look angry at me, Joe. Reproach me for my ingratitude, but for God's sake, don't be so good to me.
Which, dear old Pip, old chap. I mean, you and me was ever friends. And when you're well enough to get up. What laughs?
Joe?
Biddy!
Hello, how are you?
Biddy.
Joe.
Old chap, you shouldn't.
Well, I'm better now, Joe. I feel... Biddy! I can hardly believe it.
It were intended for a surprise, old chap.
Well, it's the most wonderful surprise in the world. How are you?
I'm well, Pip. Very well. And you? You're better?
Well, I am. Thanks to the best friend a man ever had. And now you're here, I'm completely recovered.
I've some news from home, Pip, which you ought to know, if you're up to hearing it.
It's bad news, then?
Say sad more than bad. Miss Havisham's dead.
Oh. Did she linger long?
About a week. God rest her soul, poor lady.
Does Estella inherit?
Yes. But she wrote out a codicil and mentioned your name in it.
My name?
She's left Matthew Pocket £4,000 because of Pip's account of him, the said Matthew Pocket. That's what she wrote.
Well, I'm very, very glad. A cool 4,000, and all honour to you, sir.
Joe, my name's Pip.
I'll think I'll step out down to the apothecary's and pick up Pip's mixture.
No, stay, Joe. It's not worth the trouble.
Oh, it's no trouble, sir. I just want to stretch my legs.
There's one other piece of news you should know. Orlick's in the county jail. He was caught housebreaking. They say he'll hang.
Why does he do it, Biddy? Why does he behave like a servant to me? I thought all that was done with. I thought we were back on our old easy relation.
You're well again. That's why.
You're so wise, Biddy. I can talk to you. Now that Herbert's gone, you're the only one I can talk to. I'm dreadfully in debt, Biddy. None of this is paid for. Not even the chairs we were sitting on. The bailiffs might arrive at any moment to arrest me. I don't care, for myself. But I know that Joe will offer to pay, and I couldn't bear it.
Pip, it's done.
What?
He wouldn't tell you himself. He couldn't. But he's paid your debts.
How much more must I bear? His whole life savings thrown away on nothing. On empty luxuries. How can I ever repay him?
Oh, Pip.
How could he lay this burden on me? How could he?
Don't say such things. How can you? Is there no end to your self-pity?
But how can I repay him?
By loving him.
Good God, you think I don't?
When you talk of getting back to the old easy relation, can't you understand how you blind yourself? You can't recapture what's past, Pip. Too much has happened. Too much has changed. For that little time when you were sick and helpless, of course you became a child again to him. But it was only that little time.
And if I can't turn the clock back, what can I do?
Face up to what you are, now, and what he is. If he calls you sir, let him. It's his way. Honor him for it. Love him for it.
Dearest, wisest Biddy, what would I do without you?
You'd get on very well, I'm sure. You'd better finish your supper.
Yes, Biddy.
Stella?
Pip? Am I late?
What? Oh, no. No, I was before time.
You're quite well, Mr. Pip. Do you feel up to a walk?
Of course.
So, Mr. Pip, you go to India to join Mr. Herbert?
Yes, I sail within the month.
There's sort of justice in it.
Oh, you mean that in the one unselfish use of my good fortune lies my sole hope of future prosperity? I've often thought myself.
Hello. Here's a church. Let's go in. Oh, here's a couple of pair of white gloves. Let's put 'em on. Hello. Here's Miss Skippings and the AGP. Let's have a wedding.
Congratulations, Mr. Wemmick.
Not to be mentioned in Little Britain, Mr. Pip.
Oh, certainly not.
You will do me the honour to serve in the function of best man, Mr. Pip?
With great pleasure. On one condition. That you do the same for me.
For you, Mr. Pip?
Well, I'm not going to India alone. I'm about to offer my heart to a lady I should have had the sense to ask 10 years ago.
Oh, Mr. Pip, I am glad. Truly, I am. Marry and be happy, that's what I say. Marry and be happy. All right, AGP. All right, all right.
Thank you, Tom. God bless you, babe.
Thank you.
God bless you all. God bless you.
Pip! Pip, old chap! How are you?
Joe, did you think I'd miss your wedding day?
Well, Pip, we couldn't expect it, sir. We were most grateful, sir. Most grateful. Oh, we lost track of you, Pip.
You've the finest wife in the world, Joe. What lucks you'll have, what lucks.
What larks, Smith. Up you go. Oh, take care. God bless you all.
I do beg your pardon, madam.
Stella? Stella.
I wonder you know me, Pip. It's been so long.
It's 11 years, 9 months, and 5 days since we last met.
The, blacksmith, Mr. Gargery, told me I might find you here. I had business to settle in the town and thought to inquire after you.
Did you?
It was not of my choosing. It was all left to the undertaker.
Not a local man, I imagine.
I heard the Drummel died.
Like a true gentleman, in the hunting field, thrown by his horse. Had you also heard that he drank and gambled my fortune away to pretty near nothing?
Yes, I heard.
You seem to have followed my affairs closely from India.
Always.
And you? Do you do well?
Well enough.
You've paid your debts?
Yes, of the money kind.
I've also learned that their some accounts can never be settled. Life itself extracts full payment.
I have often thought of you.
Have you? I've never stopped thinking of you. We're friends, Estella, you and I.
Oh, yes. We will always be friends. Apart.